We're heading towards the end of March, which is typically the driest month of the year, and this year basically we could be seeing similar conditions, but the hillsides are still green, particularly in the eastern areas of Trinidad, and the rain gauges are filling up, particularly in Tobago. 75 millimeters recorded so far for the month of March, which is above the 43 millimeters average. But as you go into April and May, you will notice a bit in terms of the rainfall and a bit more heat as well building up, so you could be seeing some dryness pushing in from time to time. But overall, near normal rainfall expected for many parts of Trinidad and Tobago for this dry season, and then we'll likely see the heat building through April and into May. Now, for many areas today, so quite a bit of cloud, especially across the hills of Northern Range, coming into Diego Martin as well. But the football match, which is underway now, is seeing a lot more in terms of the clearer skies. Not much in terms of rainfall is likely there. Any sort of rainfall will likely be due to the daytime heating as we go through Saturday. So particularly out towards western areas in the afternoon, a few of those hilltop showers are likely once more. As you go into Sunday, we'll likely see a bit more in terms of some sunshine, maybe just that stray shower for the most part. We can notice here a lot of clear skies out in the Atlantic. Nothing is coming off of there. Any sort of moisture will likely be local, and therefore the showers should be few and far between. So across tonight then, are mostly settled conditions across many parts of Tobago. Only the stray showers you get first thing in the morning around dawn, and then into the afternoon you may see a daytime heating creating one or two showers down towards Canaan and into Plymouth. Down towards the southern areas of Trinidad, clear skies for the most part. There are a couple of showers expected for San Fernando and into Point Fortin after midnight. Into the earlier part of Saturday, we'll likely see a lot of sunshine across the east-west corridor. The hills attracting those usual daytime showers as you go towards 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and then into the afternoon, some of the showers coming around the Maraval and Diego Martin. Down towards Point Fortin, some early morning showers will greet you into the afternoon as well. You'll see some of the moisture coming up from the Gulf of Paria, creating a few showers from time to time. So tonight's low then, pretty cool in Trinidad, especially in those hilly areas, 22 degrees Celsius, 23 elsewhere, 24 likely in Tobago. And tomorrow's high in Tobago set at 30 to 31 degrees Celsius, and it will continue along that trend for the most part as we get towards Sunday and Monday. For Trinidad, the showers will still be there. There is some moisture around, a weak trough passing into end of the weekend, but overall the showers should be fairly light. Now for mariners heading out, you would have noticed quite a few of those winds are fresh over the last few days. We'll likely see a moderate breeze into Saturday and Sunday, 15 knots for the most part, northeasterly swells of 9 seconds, but there is a faint northerly swell coming in as well, especially out towards the Atlantic, so be mindful about that. You get into the Atlantic waters, looking at waves of 2, but we could be pushing to 2.5 the further east you go, and around the Caribbean we're looking at 1.5 meters through Saturday and Sunday. Now there's been a lot of rainfall coming out of this up-level system here. Basically there is a trough, we have area of low pressure as well, and this will likely combine itself over Puerto Rico and then eventually into the Leeward Islands, so Antigua, into St. Kitts, and then eventually as we push all the way down into Dominica. By the time we get to late on Saturday, Sunday, we could be seeing some rainfall there, with a lot of the cloudiness as well, at least leaving the Dominican Republic by the end of the weekend. So if you're heading to Kingston, we'll likely see highs of 31 degrees Celsius, some dampness around the hills surrounding Kingston, 28 likely in sunny Havana, and 32 under partly cloudy skies in Port-au-Prince. And he's talking about all of the showers and clouds expected for Antigua as well as St. Kitts. We'll lose most of the clouds once we get further south than St. Lucia. Lots of sunshine to come for Castries there. Sunshine continues into St. George's, typical for this time of the year. And down towards Georgetown, most of the interior will likely see some rain, but along the seawall and into Georgetown, possibly the passing shower and a high of 32. So that's a look at your weather. And